In each other's way. I'm Jeff Stein with today's Iowa Politics Report. When I was in high school, my grandmother was living in what we called at the time a nursing home. She had a bad hip and used a wheelchair to get around. One day after a visit, we went down the hall to the dining area. I walked and she used her wheelchair. You see, they had advised me to let her wheel herself along so she could get used to the wheelchair instead of me pushing her. Well, in any event, as we went along, another resident who was also in a wheelchair had just left her room and was sort of parked in the hallway. Now, it would have taken nothing for my grandmother to simply veer a bit to the left and go around the other woman. Instead, though, my grandmother sort of got up ahead of steam and rammed right into the other woman, moving her and her wheelchair off to the side. And then she just kept on going. I suggested politely that that was not a very nice thing to do. My grandmother's reply was simple. "She was in my way," she said. Now, I thought of that story late last night when news came that both Joe Biden and Donald Trump had clinched enough delegates to win their respective parties' nomination for president. I thought of the story of my grandmother in the wheelchair because the way each of those men acts and refers to the other, well, it's sort of like two seniors doing everything they can to ram each other's wheelchair because the other is in their way. That's really not good for public discourse and conversation about who should be the next leader of the free world. And it's certainly not good that we now have 237 days until Election Day. Roughly 8 months of this constant sniping about which is the worst candidate, which would destroy democracy, all as opposed to which has a forward-looking plan, which has fresh ideas for a unique time. Instead, I'm afraid we're just going to be ramming wheelchairs because each is in the other's way. And that's the Iowa Politics Report for Wednesday, March 13 on Twitter, Instagram, Getter, Threads, and Truth Social at Iowa Politics. I'm Jeff Stein on News Talk 1540 KXEL.